Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the weekly reading for October 5 to the 11th. And the only notable astrology thing that's happening this week really is the lovely retrograde that we're having for Mars on the 9th, so Friday. Other than that, we're having a pretty quiet week, which is amazing. The Pluto, planet, not planet, whatever your stance is, particularly on that one, has gone back into direct as of Sunday the 4th, so we're all good to go until this coming Friday, and then we'll start up again. But more about that actually next week, because we have another one coming up then. So, your pick a card reading, if you haven't done these before, basically the idea is that within this particular 3 piles, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, is your sort of tarot scope for the week of the 5th to the 11th. You can pick one pile, you can pick more than one pile, you can stay for the whole video, that's perfectly fine too. But let's go ahead and just look at the piles themselves. And right before we switch to readings, I will do a momentary sort of relaxation too, that I do with everybody, because some people seem to like that. They find it easier to choose. But just right off the bat, though, we have to start off, pile 1 is actually going to be the Quantum Quattro, and the number on that is number 12. And the border is blue, so that's a throat chakra. Pile number 2 is the Pink Granite with the number 36 and a purple border for the third eye chakra. And pile number 3 is the Bloodstone with the number 11, and again that's a blue border for the throat chakra. So if you want to do the relaxation technique instead, please go ahead and sit back and relax. Take a deep breath in and close your eyes. Exhale slowly. Open your eyes slowly. The pile that you were drawn to as you opened your eyes is a pile that's intended for you for this week. Once again, this is a collective reading between the piles, so please note that to take what resonates from whichever pile or piles you choose, leave out what doesn't. If you're looking for something specific to you, please check the descriptions in the box below. And just a quick note that this is Youtober, so I am trying to do a reading of some type or a video of some type once at least per day for all 31 days. And if you have any suggestions, I do have a couple slots open that I've left for any kind of suggestions from viewers. So if you have any concepts of what you'd like to see, maybe a request for a particular type of reading or a deck review or whatever, please do put that in the comment section as well. And we will go ahead and start with those who picked pile number 1, and for everybody else, I will see you in the timestamp that's in the description. Welcome to those who picked pile 1, or the Quantum Quattro. This is your pile for the 5th to the 11th. So yeah, basically the Quantum Quattro is really about synergy. So it's about recognizing that it's kind of a healing crystal, really. It's recognizing that you have to be within a certain state yourself to be able to heal others, and you can't heal others unless you are at least partially whole yourself. It's kind of like it's very much you can't take blood from a stone, pretty much. So if you happen to be somebody who's taking care of someone who's ill at this particular time, really the message with this particular stone is to make sure that you're getting enough rest yourself and taking care of yourself so that you're able to take care of them and give them the energy that they require as well. So your reading for this week is within these cards. Let's see what they are. We have the High Priestess, Intuition. We have the Two of Wands, setting out, starting on something. We have the Hangman, bit of stagnant energy. We have Trust Your Path, If you knew you could, or sorry, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? We also have self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. Now again, if you haven't been here before, I don't adhere to the labels that are provided on the cards necessarily, so it's basically like whatever you identify with that. So some God, yes, that works for you. Some it'll be the universe, some it'll be spirit, whatever works for you, that's how to accept that card. We have Angel of Balance, and that's got the number 48. And we have Cycles with the number 37. And your shadow, which could be doing a bit of a delay for you or causing a bit of delay for you, which could have something to do with why the Hangman is sitting here, is Tiamat with Control. So pile one, what I'm seeing for you this week is that you're very intuitive, and you're realizing that right now is the time to start to move forward towards something that you've been wanting to do. It can be a passion project, which I always see as having to do with the Wands, and with the Ace of Wands specifically. The Two of Wands really talks about moving forward. It talks about motion. And what I'm seeing for you is that you want to move forward. You're in tune with the idea that right now is the time to move forward, but you do have a little bit of stuck energy right now. So it could be a bit of, I don't want to call it fear necessarily, more hesitance than anything else, because we do have the card here which talks about trust your path, and really that means trust yourself as well. And it does say that, what would you do if you knew you'd be supported? We also have self-forgiveness, which could have something to do again, remember this is a collective reading, so it could be that you've had past experiences with trying to move forward with a project and it didn't quite work out, and you're still a bit in your headspace with regard to that sort of, well, it didn't work out last time kind of energy. But really, you've got the Angel of Balance, so this is saying that as long as you're willing to put the work in at this particular time, and again, you've got the Synergy crystal as well, and the Cycles, so this is things coming around. This is kind of like a chance to move forward. This is sort of the next time that this offer's been placed before you to try to move to the next step, to try to go to the next chapter. The shadow that you're working with, again, is the control shadow. So it's really having an issue with not necessarily being in control, but sort of having too much control. So trying to control every aspect of whatever is going on is really part of the problem. And what it is it's because of that past experience. It's because of the thing that you need to forgive yourself for. So you've got yourself in such a state that you have this desire to be in control of absolutely everything, because otherwise something's going to go wrong. And what you're not seeing is that that's actually pulling you out of alignment, because you're trying to control every part of every situation, see everything that may come up, really look at everything before it happens, or try to find everything before it happens. And unfortunately, that's really got you in the Hangman, because every time you go to step forward, you're like, but wait, I have to now analyze, and I have to go through and figure out where everything's supposed to go before I can take that next step forward. So, well, intuitively you know it's right now. Well, the timing and the universe is telling you go, go, go. You've kind of got this, hold on, I have to make sure everything's fine because last time, what have you. And what the universe is saying right now to you is to let go of that control. It's okay. You are supported by the universe. Spirit is here telling you that you are supported. What would you do if you knew this fact? So coming here to watch this video is the universe telling you, guess what? You are supported. It's time to forgive yourself for whatever mistake was made the last time, and to just bounce, just go, take that next step. everything's going to balance for you. You just need to be in balance with it. And things cycle forward. So granted, if you're not able to move forward this particular week, this offer will come around again. But at the same time, if you move forward now, you don't have to wait for the next time to come around. It's a bit of a catch-22, I know. But I will give you a bit of a hint because I happen to know this is happening on the 13th next week. Mercury retrograde starts. And the idea is they always suggest to never start anything new in Mercury retrograde. So if you're looking to start something new, if you want to take that first step forward, if you want to really get that ball rolling before that happens on the 13th, really I would suggest, and I think that Spirit in the universe is trying to suggest that through me to you, is take that leap now, start that motion now, because once you've got that cycle moving, you're not starting the new thing in Mercury's retrograde, you're starting it now before that hits. Anything that started before the retrograde hits is perfectly fine. It's just the idea of having to start during. That's usually a bad idea. So if you're ready, if you're able to forgive yourself, get out of that space of controlling things, and really trust and move forward at this time, you've got the green light, and you are more than welcome to go ahead as far as the universe is concerned. They're just looking to you to take that step. So this is what I have for you, pile one. Sounds like an exciting thing. I hope you leave a message and let us know what it was, and that you're willing to go ahead and start right now. And look forward to reading for you again soon. It's been an honor. Bye for now. Welcome to those who chose pile 2. This is your reading for the 5th to the 11th of October. Please note that you did choose the pile that has the pink granite, and the crystal actually is part of the reading, and it's actually literally the lightning bolt. That's kind of the description of it, how it's designated. And what that means really is that it's the idea that, like, just be assertive, like be that. It's almost like asking you to be that lightning bolt this particular week. So to move forward as much as you can, as far as you can, take anything that's offered to you and just run with it, so to speak. If you were kind of balancing or juggling between pile 2 and pile 1, you might want to go back and check pile 1 as well when you're finished with pile 2, because there's a similar message within that as far as taking a leap forward. So let's see what your pile says for you, and find out how your week's going to go, pile 2. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have Justice. Might be dealing with a Libra, but don't have to be. I always put that in that you might, but you don't have to be, because it could have something to do with other things as well. We have the Tower. Lots and lots of exciting things happening for you this week. We've got Don't Dim to Fit In, one of my favorites. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? We have Watch Your Thoughts. And underneath it says, it's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. So it's very much a manifestation card. Remember when you're manifesting to look at what you want as opposed to what you don't want. It's very important. We have Attachment with the number 5. We have Loyalty with the number 33. Now the number 33 is also a not prime number, but it's like a divine number as well. Now to your shadow, which is something that could be blocking you or concerning you this week, that could sort of be a hiccup for you. We have Chang Yi with Obsession. So pile 2, what I'm seeing for you is the tarot cards themselves look a bit daunting because you're like, oh, the Five of Pentacles, oh, the Tower. I see that too, and that's there is that I don't want to say trigger for me, but that's what I almost went with, so we'll go with it. Where, you know, you do have that kind of instant eek, you know, moment. And so the Five of Pentacles talks about being left out in the cold or being left out of a situation. The Justice card talks about both justice as in some kind of actual legal decision that can be happening for you this particular week. So if you're having any kind of issue with a lawsuit or a traffic ticket or something like that, that could be finalized, or the decision could come down this particular week as to what verdict, I think is the word, that they could have. And the Tower moment looks scary, but it's not. What it is it's just a change that's occurring within your particular chapter that you're in right now. They can be big moments, but they can be little moments too. They can be positive, they can be negative, and a lot of it is your perspective on it as well. So together what I'm seeing is that you feel as if you have been left out of something, but I'm seeing the Justice is more, for most of you, a couple of you, yes, it could be something to do with some kind of court case, because being left out and then you're finally getting what you're supposed to be getting from that. So it's a positive verdict on your side. And the Tower moment could be the change in you because of the fact that you're used to, or you have been used to, having just this weight over you, and it's, you know, the decision's never going to come. It's taking forever. Why do lawsuits take forever? Literally, why do lawsuits take forever? It's like years, right? So that change literally is what it is. It's a change that's occurring. For others of you, that it's more along the lines of feeling left out, but being balanced because something's going to change in your life to literally bring you out of that notion of being left out. I'm seeing the being left out as being more, it's a perception rather than a reality. So you've got, don't dim to fit in is very important for you this particular week, because for some of you it's a social setting where you're feeling like you're being left out and you're literally contemplating kind of becoming or assimilating to whatever the social norm is for the group or setting that you want to be accepted by. And so what it is you're trying to literally balance out who you are with whoever you perceive they would accept more. And what I'm seeing in the Tower is that this literally is a warning that it could backfire on you, because dimming to fit somebody else's ideal is never ever a good thing. It sounds like it's a good thing, it may feel like it's a good thing, it could feel that you're just compromising at times. Been there, tried that, doesn't work. Literally, personal history story, I tried to do that with someone once, thought that everything would work out because I thought that compromise was how things were done in that kind of social situation, and it turned out that I was just literally dimming myself. I was literally becoming a quieter version to be accepted by someone who, in essence, would never have accepted me anyway. So the idea is, don't do that to yourself, because then you have, not only afterwards do you realize that this person was never worth that kind of energy that you were putting into doing that to yourself, but now you've quieted yourself so much that it's going to take you a while to build yourself back up to you, to who you actually are. And you've got, don't forget also, the watch your thoughts, thinking about what you do want as opposed to what you don't want. So especially with the idea of dimming to fit in, with the idea of feeling like you've been left out, why do you feel left out? Why is it so important to be accepted by this particular group, this particular setting, this particular whatever it happens to be event? This doesn't have to be, this can be for anybody who's in school for a particular group of people. It can be a work setting. Trust me, anybody who's in school going, This is only a school thing. No, it's not. It's a workplace thing too. So it doesn't matter what situation you're in. And it can be a one-on-one situation, so a romantic situation where you think that this person is a certain way, so you have a crush on them and you want them to like you, etc., etc. Or it could just be a group of people who you think are quote-unquote cool, and you're trying to dim yourself because you want to be accepted by them. And by dim yourself, it can be anything by your, maybe you wear louder clothes than they do and they wear all black. Maybe you are into quote-unquote nerdy things. I can't think of anything other than things like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that. And they're all into whatever, The Bachelor, of whatever it happens to be. And you're trying to become that because you want them to accept you, or you're trying to at least tone down what you actually enjoy to fit in with whatever their group is. Not a good thing. Ever, 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 never, no, no, no. Please take my word for that. Please take the universe's word for it. Please take the card's word for it. You also have attachment, which again works well for this, and also loyalty, which works well for this, because what we need you to be attached to right now is yourself. Be attached to you. Like, see how she's actually literally, like, she's holding a mask. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's almost like she's holding a mask to talk about who she has to, sorry, that's a bit of a glare, who she has to pretend to be able to be around people, who she has to dim herself. So she has to dim herself by putting this mask on to cover up her awesomeness. And to match with the, sorry, I had to turn so I could see if I was right. Like the card itself is like a black and white or black and gray. And then you've got her, she's got actual little bit of color to her face, and there's color in her hair, of course, and her dress is all white, the mask is all white or gray. Don't at me for the use of white versus black. But the idea is that she's basically taking out all of her own color, taking out all of her own vibrancy. By wearing the mask, she's becoming whatever that is. She's taking away her own shine and becoming just like everybody else to be able to be accepted by everybody else. Again, the same with the loyalty card. You've got the idea with the loyalty card that the true idea of loyalty is being loyal to yourself and being loyal to who you actually are within this particular context is what I'm hearing. Being loyal to your friends is great, but if your friends are not in turn loyal to who you truly are, it's not going to work out for you. So what I'm seeing for this particular week for you, pile 2, is you've got the control of the shadow card for you is obsession. Sorry, the shadow card for pile 1 was control. Shadow card for pile 2, yours is obsession. So becoming obsessed with becoming, yes, got that right, becoming obsessed with becoming this other version of yourself to dim to fit in, versus scrubbing all of that, staying who you are, being true to who you are, being loyal to yourself, and literally moving forward as you. This is the message that I have for you, pile 2, for the week of the 5th to the 11th. Thank you for bringing your energies to this reading. Thank you for bringing your energies to this video for me to be able to bring you these cards and this message. It's been an honor reading for you, and I look forward to doing so again soon. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked pile 3. This is your reading for October 5 to the 11th. You've picked the pile that has the Bloodstone Crystal, which is the card of, the crystal of perseverance. So really just keeping on your own path, keeping who you are. Basically just to persevere is just the idea is to basically survive, to keep going, to sometimes to muddle through as well, if you're having a bit of a hard time right now. And just to know that you are a strong person and that you have what it takes to get through whatever it is you're going through right now. So let's find out what your cards have for you for this particular week. Pile 3, we start out with the Seven of Cups. It's the idea of choices. Having, as in like having choices, options. We have the World. Amazing, amazing. We've got the Chariot. You're just booking it along here. Pile 3, this is amazing. I love this. We have the Age of Light. And underneath it says, you've been trained for this for lifetimes. We have Wait. Seems a bit weird, but let's see where it goes. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. Okay, let's see where that's headed, because with everything else it looks like you're meant to go forward, but let's go ahead and check it out. We have Magician in the Mirror. That's awesome. That's number 53 on top, so that's very much the manifestation card. We have the High Priestess of Spirit with the number 7. Very much with regard to intuition, it is pretty much the High Priestess card as well. Your shadow, which could be something that's holding you back this week, is Caradwin with Inspiration. So pile 3, what I gotta say, it's very exciting. Like, overall, it's an exciting week for you, no matter how you look at it. And everything seems to be all steam ahead. I think I just mixed my metaphors. But anyway, I think it's supposed to be full steam ahead or all something or others or whatever. Anyway, so you've got the Seven of Cups, as I mentioned, which is the card of having various options, having the choices to go ahead with. You've got the World card, which is literally, the World is basically the end of the major arcana. It's the end of the Fool's journey. You've reached this particular chapter's stopping point. So wherever you are right now, this is literally, you haven't quite started the new chapter, but this is how you're going to end this one. And it's on a positive note, which is amazing. You've got the Chariot, which is you in the driver's seat, keeping the chariot on the road, keeping everything balanced, moving forward, everything's good to go. You have also the Age of Light, which means it's like you've been training for this. You have been... It's funny because you're going, I haven't really been training for anything. It's basically your soul has been training for this. So if you believe in reincarnation, if you believe in even if you don't, if you believe in reincarnation, or if you believe in star seeds, whatever it happens to be, everyone's soul has a specific contract for this particular incarnation, whatever it is. And it doesn't matter whether you believe in reincarnations and you're coming through this again to try another time, or whether you believe in star seeds, which is you attempting to be on this particular plane for this particular life, where you have a contract that all these things are going to happen to you while you're here, or you're here to experience all of these things in this particular life. The idea is that you've been training for this. So basically, your soul has been kind of moving forward in a chariot fashion toward this particular moment, towards where you are now. So the best case scenario for that particular card is really just telling you that you are where you're supposed to be at this time, and where you are and where you're supposed to be is moving ahead really well. I'm extremely happy for you. I don't know how much more to put it, but I'm very, 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 very happy for you. Now, the funny thing is we do have that Wait card, and I think that what it is, what I'm hearing, it's kind of like I'm hearing varying versions, and that's why I think it's because it's a collective reading. But what it is that you have the World card, you have the card that says this is your last chapter, as far as this particular, sorry, I should be very careful how I word that. This is your last page of this particular chapter. But you are meant to turn the page to start the next chapter. Let's go there. you've manifested this to a certain extent where you are right now. You're ready to manifest for the next chapter to start. You're ready to move forward, and you've got that intuition that this is the moment to do it in. The waiting and the biding your time is because right this particular second is you have options. It turns out, pile 3, that everyone's, and it's not just you, it's everyone's book is not necessarily like a linear, a book you'd take out of the library where all the pages are, page 1, page 2, page 480, and we're done. Yours is very much, it's got a little bit of a choose your own adventure angle to it. And that can be anything from, because free will, it can be anything from, if you decide to go to school the next semester, it's one thing. If you decide to start a new job, if you decide to move to a new city, if you decide to break up with somebody, get together with somebody, whatever it happens to be. So you have options right now which will basically speak to wherever your next chapter is going to start. So as you're turning the page, it's almost like it's kind of got a never-ending story feel to it. I'm going based on the book, not necessarily based on the movie, but the idea is that as you're doing things, your story is being written. So anybody who believes in the Akashic Records, this still actually occurs. It's still all the same kind of thing. The Akashic Records are very much, it's like a history book. So everyone's overall is written. It's just how they get there that changes occasionally. And it's very much set up that way and on purpose. So you currently have, because of your free will, a chance to make the choice of where you go next. And the exciting thing is that you're actually able to create that yourself. You're actually in that manifestation mode. You're in that intuitive mode. You're in the driver's seat of your chariot, ready to move forward with your next chapter. And you have so many options for however you want that to look. What the wait card and what the wait message from the universe is give yourself a chance to figure out at this particular time, and it doesn't have to be within this week. You can take as much time as you need. Your next chapter will start when you're ready for it to start. It's not going to start without you. You're not going to miss out on the next chapter because you don't start it right this second. You're being asked, because you have so many options, because you have so many choices, to make sure you make the one that fits best for you at this time. That's where the wait is. That's where the bide your time and see where you're going, because it's a matter of where would you like to direct the next thing? Where are you manifesting yourself going to the next phase? Your shadow, which is kind of hindering you or kind of making you think twice about things right now, is your inspiration. And what that is it's really it's not the fact that you're lacking inspiration or that your inspiration is deterring you from certain things. It's really, what is your inspiration calling you to do? What option is your inspiration sort of pulling you more toward at this particular time? So right now, pile 3, you have basically, let's say you have 7 options, because this is 7 of Cups, of things you can do. You have basically I don't think they even have this, but you have a 7-sided die. Let's go along the lines of like a role-playing game. You have a 7-sided die, and you're being asked to roll that dice, but to yourself. It's the same as the idea of, if you have a dilemma, if you flip a coin, and as the coin is dropping, I think I made this metaphor last week as well. If you let that coin drop as it's falling, you can actually almost hear yourself going, I hope it's heads, I hope it's heads, I hope it's heads. In this case, you've got varying choices, up to 7 or however many. So whatever your die happens to be, and by die I mean like dice, not anything else. You're rolling it, and as it's rolling, as it's going along on the table or wherever you're doing this, you're actually sitting there, and you can really feel that feeling of, I hope it's a 4, I hope it's a 4, I hope it's a 4, or I hope it's a 6, or whatever the number happens to be for you. That's what you're supposed to be waiting for at this particular time. That's why that's where your inspiration is leading you, is to whatever that option is that you really, really, truly want, even though you don't really know which one it is, maybe consciously at this particular time. Give yourself a breath. Give yourself a second. Wait until you find that inspiration for whatever that choice is before you leap ahead into either just a spontaneous choice that may not be where you want to go, or I'm hearing a choice where you make it because it's somebody else's choice. Because right now what this is it's a choice for you to make for your life and where your life is going, and only you have the right to make whatever choice that is. So this is what I have for you, pile 3, for this week. So wonderful, absolutely. Please leave a comment, let me know how it goes for you, and I look forward to seeing you in another reading. It's been an honor. Thank you again. Bye for now.